Hi everyone and welcome to this MYP Mathematics workshop. My name is Martin Laplante and I'm going to be your facilitator for the duration of this workshop. So here I am. Every week I'm going to send you a little video to show you the way around the activities that we have to do every week. So the pace of the workshop is to do one module a week. So it starts on Wednesday and ends on Tuesday. So for now, we are doing like module 1 until Wednesday, October 12th. Until then, I would ask you not to publish and to post anything in module 2 and so on. So every module has like a 1 week time period and we want all of us to do it at the same time. When I say the same time, it's not at the same time actually, but it's like within the same week in order for us to be able to interact, to read what the others have published and then to be able to comment on them, and you'll be also able to see my comments to your work that I'm going to do throughout the workshop. So it's really important to follow the pace, like one module a week for 4 weeks, and then we have the conclusion at the end. So here it is. So to navigate through the Moodle platform, now that you have access to all of the modules, you can either use here on top of the page the tabs. Let's say I want to go to module 1, which works pretty fine, but not when you go in the learning engagement activities, because then it disappears and then it's going to be like just like links on top here, which are not as user friendly. So what I suggest is just to press the hamburger menu here to hide or unhide the tabs in order to be able to access, to go from one module to the other, or to go back to module 1 and so on. So it's easier like that I found. First thing, going back to the home page, you'll see, many of you have seen it already, that we have a coffee corner where I introduce myself, and I would ask you to do the same. In order to do so, if I click on my first post, normally everything would be under the same post at first, and then you see my post, here's my presentation, and then you say you want to answer to that. So at the bottom of my post, actually, or the post that you're commenting, giving a comment on, you press on reply. When you press on reply, you have very limited options. You'll see it's just text. So what you will want to do most of the time is to click on the advanced button here, and then you can also press on the arrow pointing down to have even more options, like adding a picture, and then you can select the picture. So there are options here. You can put text in bold, for instance. You can add color. So all of that is done by pressing the advanced button. So first you press on reply to my post, and then or to the post you are answering, and then you press on the advanced button to access these options. It is also by clicking the advanced button that you are going to be able to attach a file. So here you can either drag and drop files here, or to click here on files in order to browse your computer in order to find the file. And then you click on post to forum. You have 15 minutes normally to edit your message. So if you see that there's something that you have missed, you have 15 minutes to correct it. After that time, you have to communicate with me, and then by email, for instance, and then I can erase it or modify it for you. Here, also on the home page, to finish that, there's the announcement. Every week when I send a message, it sends you a message through email, but it also shows here in the announcement. So you can go back to the announcements from the weeks before through that button. Now there's none, but I'm going to do one just a little bit after I've made this video to introduce first week. So don't reply to the emails that come from the announcement, because it's not my email. It's like a no reply email. Yeah. So I will give you my email address, and I think I did. So just have to click every week within the announcement. I'm going to give it back, and you just have to send me an email and it's going to be okay. Or you can here press on the here on top in order to communicate on that button, and then you can try to communicate with me. I cannot talk to myself, but you understand the idea, and then you press it back in order to hide it. The resource library will be updated for each modules, but every time you need a document, I also add it as an attachment to my post. So you can see it's really easy, but here, if you want all of the guides, you could download the whole folder, or you can just press on the document. Let's say I want the program standards and practices, and then it's going to download that one. For the other things, you can use it, but there's no I'm going to let you discover it, but there's nothing to do actually that is mandatory here. I'm going to go to the roadmap page. In the settings, you will have to allow pop-up windows, I guess, in order to be able to view the module notes, and also, which is one of them. So if I press on the workshop roadmap, then it opens up a new window and I can access it and have like module notes, have information from the IB. So when I say view, then sometimes there are things like here, module 1, I can press and I can have more. There are videos, there are webinars, there are many things, slides that are there. So it's important to just go like using the notes, you can do the learning engagement activity. This is just an overview for the workshop roadmap, and you can also here press on the background knowledge and experience and answer my questions. It's just to know like the level that you're at the beginning. So now we are getting to the first week, module 1. In module 1, once again, module notes, if you click on it, it's going to open up a new window normally, and then you press on view, then you can go on from page to page. So we are interested at first about defining the international mindedness. You see here there are videos which are included. The abstracts are also, you can access it from the topic 7. That's why I put it like I showed it to everyone, because there are things that are available through the platform. Here, as you see in topic 7, you have like a list of webinars that you can access. So if you have difficulty showing it here, you can try another tool. You can also try, let's say you use Safari or Google Chrome, you can, or Microsoft Edge. You can like change platforms if ever it doesn't work, because it depends also on the country. Sometimes it blocks like Vimeo videos. So here you can go from page to page. There are informations here, but I'm going to tell you every time I rewrite these information and I add some details in order to help you. Okay. But it gives an idea. Okay, so there are a few activities here you see, and I can click it back, going back to module 1 once again, and then I'm gonna click. There are 4 learning engagement activities for the first week to do. So the first one, click here. Once again, there are information. You don't add a new topic, please. Just click on my post here, and then I just summarize or put it as I think it should be, if I may say, in order to help you. I try to define steps. So you use these steps, and then you can, if you have the document here, but sometimes it goes to IB. If you don't access it, you can also press here. It's going to download it in your download folder, and you can explore it from your computer. So you can, again, reply, advance if you want more options. Going to the second learning engagement activity, what you are going to see is there is a story which is based on the old standards and practices, but it's the same philosophy though. So once again, we are interested at the beginning of the workshop about what does it mean to teach within the IB program. So to clarify that as well, I added a document which is what is an IB education. It's really short. It's a beautiful document that you can see here. If I open it, what I like about this document is that, of course, there's something about international mindedness, if you mind. again the IB learner profile, but then it explains the basis of the IB philosophy, if I may say. And what I find interesting here is the approaches to teaching. And this really makes a difference because we want to develop the student skills using approaches to learning that you probably know by now, which are like many skill categories and so on. There are many indicators that you can find here, but there are also approaches to teaching. So we have to see, and the standards and practices show that learning is based on inquiry, focus on conceptual understanding, developed in context, mind perhaps the global context. It focuses on effective teamwork and collaboration. There are differentiation designed to remove barriers of learning, and also informed by assessment. So there's formative assessment and feedback that you give to students. So all of this has to be taken into consideration when we plan a unit, what we will do in the next 4 weeks. So here's something that you want to read probably as well. Going now to Learning Engagement 3. The standards of and practices. Here you have the document, which is the latest, the 2020 standards and practices, and there are 4 standards that we are going to study. So for each one you have to apply. So I've posted already like the first thread for each standard. So you click on reply to the 0401 standard, which is designing current curriculum. And then you can click another reply here for the second, the third, and fourth standard. Okay, so here's how it's going to go. There will be many messages you'll see from that activity. Then the Learning Engagement 4, the last activity here. This one is really short. You just find an image that represents one of the attributes of the learner profile, IB profile, and then you just write a sentence. So I've given an example in order for you to be able to see it, and I have attached once again the IB learner profile. So it's going to be easier here. And that's it for the first week. You'll see right now I haven't prepared it. Well, actually I have prepared it. It's going to be a progression sheet, which is right here. It's just really, I'm going to give you the link, and every time you do an activity, I'm going to put an X within the box, and then when I read it, when I'm sure either I comment it or not, I will not comment all of these because it would be hundreds of answers. But once I've read it and everything seems fine, if there's something to correct, I'm gonna tell you at all time. So I'm letting you often at first comment on each other before I comment. But let's say at the end of the week, of course, I'm gonna go through all of these activities, and then I'm going to see everything that you've posted that I haven't read so far and comment in the days afterward. So it's going to be a pleasure, I guess, being with you. There are going to be as well, I would say, it's like meetings, virtual meetings, which are not mandatory, but which I will offer. Normally not in 3 days, because you are just beginning in something which is not really technical. But then in the weeks after that, I am going to invite you to virtual meetings. Often I do 2 options because of the time zones, and then you can just join in as you wish, and then ask you any questions that you have at that time. So that is also really something which I really enjoy. So thank you, and have a really good first week. Bye-bye.